All right. Good afternoon once again, and welcome back to the Football Tribe TV channel. Robert Kesakos is your usual suspect. Today we link up again with Aldrine Nsubuga Snr. I do not want to waste time reintroducing him in the formalities, because at least we did that in the first part. But at least I'll allow him to say hello before we dive into today's continued conversation.
Hello, viewers. I hope you're all good. I'm good too.
Yeah, that's good. Straight, we'll kick off with the Uganda trades. Yesterday up against Somalia, what did you see different from what we saw against Mozambique? What were your key takeaways? And there.
The first takeaway for me was the surprise, because we had a much better game against Mozambique than we had against Somalia. Now, on paper, Somalia are a small team, in fact.
Yes.
They've never beaten us. So you expected before the game that we will win, and probably with a good margin.
Yes.
That didn't happen. We found a team that is good technically. They have a very good spirit. They are fighters. They are quick. They are very good with the ball and on the ball. Their problem is physicality. You could see that every time we got to a physical fight or contest, they were not a match. And obviously for us, we are robust, we are aggressive, we are direct.
We have the Kalidauchos that are really
exactly. You could see we have that. At times we looked intimidating. We created chances, put away just two. But overall, in terms of how we played, it wasn't as fluid as it was against Mozambique. We were rushing in many moments. The decision making was also poor. And some of the players who clicked against Mozambique, I think against Somalia, were really poor by standards. So that wasn't good. But I liked, again, the new fullback that we brought. Remember, we are still battling to get a permanent or a consistent, a consistent right back. Now we brought in Sebik this time. He looks a competent defender. He's a centre back, by the way. But it was yet another innovation to try and see whether he can make a better right back, because that's what we've done for so many of our players. Semakula, Gavin Chizito. We always try these players as right fullbacks, but they are not natural fullbacks. So it's what exactly we did with Sebik.
In fact, if you are looking at the starting lineup on your phone, maybe from one of those online feeds, it showed that Sebik had been paired with Elioka Pradosi in centre back.
Exactly.
So some people were wondering, is now a bit moving to the right back? It wasn't the case.
Because he's a centre back, really. And when you see the defenders as they, of course, you wouldn't know where he's going to play. But at the end of the day, that was the only change, which I thought he did well. He did well. I thought our captain, Kalidaucho, was too slow. He looked labored. Physically, he doesn't seem to be in the right shape. He looks heavy. It could be because he's been missing games. He lacks game time. But even his sharpness has gone. In possession, he was not competent in some of his passing. You can see what he gives us right now in this moment is leadership, which is very good at leading. He conducts himself well as a leader. He directs play. He looks to be in charge of the team. And that is good. Every team is a leader. Every team is that player you look to, and I think he is one such a player. But in terms of real performance, maybe not. Semakula again came up with a very good game after his performance against Mozambique. Semakula again was good. My disappointment, though, real disappointment, was against Stephen Mukwala, who is very good off the ball. His runs, the way he gets behind defenses, the way he works the defenders. But yet again, he missed a sitter, which I thought it was easiest to score than not to score in the second half. And I'm thinking, and again, he had one or two other good moments which he never put away. I have to give him credit. He did well for that header, which of course was saved. And then before Semogabi came in to score the rebound.
The goalkeeper should have done better in that moment.
Even I thought so.
I saw you trying to draw comparison in some of your online commentary in regards to Muhammad Chaban and Stephen Mukwala, but also similarly questioning why shouldn't we give Joel Serunjoji maybe a test in the position of Khalid Aucho, particularly because we are at home, we should be more comfortable playing at home and testing out the next generation, because between you and I, I think we can acknowledge that if we do miss out on the World Cup, maybe AFCON 2025 could be maybe Khalid Aucho's last major tournament with the national team.
I actually think not giving Serunjoji a chance right now is not working in the team's interest. I know out of respect for Khalid Aucho, the fact that he's been a captain now for a long time, he's been around this team for more than a decade, he's the longest serving player. So a lot of things that are being done is out of respect, allowing him to bow out with honor. But we are talking about a team that is trying to get to the World Cup, hard as the road might be. We are talking about a team that is preparing for AFCON 2025, which is in December, a couple of months away. You want to take your best team out. Yes, we shall still need leadership. Yes, I love Aucho, by the way. Personally, I love Aucho. I love his aura. I love his class because he gives class to the team. He gives presence in that team. But I think Serunjoji right now is probably the most complete central midfielder we have. Because remember, he does two things. He's so good as a holding midfielder, but his transitions into an attacking midfielder are so good. His ball utilization, when he receives the ball, what he does in possession is something that no other midfielder does in terms of effectiveness, because he's so comfortable on the ball. So getting that feed from the center backs, flowing, trying to get into attack, he is so good at that.
He's a lot quicker in transition.
He's a lot quicker in transition, but also technically, he's better than both Aucho and Semakula. But if you watch him in Chan, he's also built this kind of confidence that he didn't have before. When he's in the field now, he looks like I am in charge. He looks like I'm the boss. And you want a good player to have that. Now he has got that. I think his age, the fact that he's the future, and the fact that he already is playing around, or many good players, senior players who are good are playing around him. Now that helps his confidence. So I don't see him as a misfit if you played him now. In fact, for me, the complaints sometimes we have are how we try to find spaces behind opposing defenses and our inability to split defenses, our inability to draw out defenders so that we can leave room for our attackers to find space. Now, Serunjoji will do that because remember, he's a dribbler, he's a passer. On the ball, he's so comfortable. So he does anything you want him. If you want him to track back, he'll track back. If you want some hard luck tackling from him or rough play, he will give it. But if you want flair, he will give it. If you want beautiful patterns by him, he will do it. So for me, I really think, and unfortunately, he wasn't even among the squad for the day, just like he wasn't on the squad for the game against Mozambique. I still find that odd because really Somalia should have been the moment for him.
Because I also think that the national team minders should start envisioning that transition as we've seen it in other positions. And just in the previous episode, we mentioned the example of Dennis Masinde Onyango being in camp, but still acknowledging that, Jamal Magola is now the number one, that kind of sense. So you can still have Khalid Aucho and his leadership in the camp. Maybe based on game, you could choose to start him, but on another day, then Joel Serunjoji.
And also it could be the tactics of the day depending on the opponent we play, because remember the argument can even grow bigger. Maybe it isn't Aucho to go out, but even though Kenneth Semakula again is a natural centre back, he's done well when he's brought in as a defensive midfielder, and the last two games he's played, for me, some of his best football for the national team. So he's adapted to that role. He's beginning to look a little bit at home, but because he's an improvisation, he can't be doing it better than Serunjoji. Now, it goes even worse when it comes to debate. You still have
Karim Watambala
available. He's a midfielder. Now, we know that Watambala is more attack-minded.
Yes.
So when do you use him? Because if you use Semakula, we know he sits back. Serunjoji probably because of the instruction he will sit back. But are you going to play every game using two holding midfielders?
Certainly not.
You are not going to do that. So at what point are you going to make the decision to drop one or two to accommodate Watambala, because now there are games and many times you need forward-looking midfielders.
Yes.
Now, Watambala will give you breadth, he will give you width, he will give you attempts at goal, he will give you energy, he will give you that robustness and that dynamic impact or influence, not speed, runs here and there. Now, off the ball and that. Now, Watambala gives it to you. That is not something that either Aucho or Semakula is going to give it to you. So the question then is, you are talking of preparing the team for tomorrow. So when are you going to really start thinking Seronjoji, Watambala away from the right now the framework of Aucho and Semakula?
Yes.
So yes, the midfield is still unresolved, but who knows?
Maybe before Karim, as we conclude on the national team, where does this leave Travis Mutiaba? Because at one point, the likes of Travis Mutiaba were the conversation at the national team. And just it also adds to what you mentioned the other time that we are trying to build towards, to have that spine of the team that we know that at least 7 out of the 11 players are guaranteed starters. But in the spirit of building, where does this leave the Travis Mutiaba that we know is equally very capable?
I am a Travis Mutiaba fan. In fact, I've advocated for Travis Mutiaba starting in the same team as Alan Okello and both being played at the same time when we are playing at home, in games at home. I've been an advocate. I'm glad the first time that was done is when I really went out there to make noise and to make a case for him. So when you look at Travis Mutiaba, he's not supposed to be a bench player. The mistake, though, that now comes from history is the same mistake we're experiencing now, that the national team selectors and coaches made and are still doing. Alan Mutiaba Alan Okello and Travis Mutiaba should have been substitutes of each other, or you either use one or the other. If it had been a typical situation, because what Alan Okello is supposed to bring to the team is what Travis Mutiaba brings to the team. Their styles are different, and their efficiency is along different lines. But what they give the team is
more or less the same.
Me wanting them to play in the same team at once is usually because I want an offensive-minded team. I want us to play the ball better. I want us to play technical football. And you do that when you play both those, because it's the only way they know how to play football.
More chances for strikers.
When you leave out one, normally it's because they want to go for 2 defensive midfielders. For me, that word defensive irks me. It disturbs me, because we have too much that we can't really always think negative. Now, at the moment, it's now worse, because you've seen the team that has played over the last 2 times. Where do you play Mutiaba? You can't. The only way you can play him is, one, either sacrifice Jude Semugabi so that you can go with one central striker or one center forward, try to use Mutiaba as a wing forward, or swap with Okello so that Okello plays on the right wing forward, and then Mutiaba plays in the center. So it is still possible, but when you do that, Semugabi has to go out, because Semugabi now is the one that normally either plays a winger or he falls back and plays as a number 10 because of the different roles he plays. So either way, sacrifice has to be made. Now, because of the way Semugabi plays, he's too adaptable. He's too versatile. That sometimes it's hard to leave him out. So it depends. Don't forget as well, we still have the unresolved case of Dennis Omedi. And that also depends on the tactics.
There's a disappeared Gavin Chizito in there.
Exactly. So it's tough. For me, I don't want us to diminish the importance of Mutiaba. The only way to resolve it is tactical, based on the opponent system of the day, opponent of the day. I just don't want to see Travis Mutiaba down the pecking order, because take out Okello. Remember also Watambala has to work hard to play in that team. When you take out Okello, the only player you have in that team, that gives you a different dimension when they have the ball, dribbling here, feinting here, creating there, exciting fans. It leaves our shot number 14, the goal scorer the other day, the guy who scored 2 goals. The name is running out of my head. It will come back. But that's the only guy that yesterday he had a poor game, by the way. He didn't have a good game. But he's the guy that it leaves that guy, the guy who Rogers Mato.
Yes.
So it only leaves Rogers Mato. But what we've seen of Rogers Mato also, it doesn't necessarily give you the consistency game in and out. And sometimes also can give you 20 minutes for himself. So you can see that no one yet is claiming that.
Because I thought while he scored the brace in the second half, in the first half he should have actually scored.
He wasted opportunities and stuff. But he gets in the position. And he gives us the excitement that we're looking for in the Parasites.
Okay. Quickly, let's move away from the Uganda Cranes and run to the English Premier League, where Aldrine is a long-time Liverpool fan. I do not think I've seen a more passionate Liverpool fan in Uganda than Aldrine Nsubuga and Fiona Pinky, with whom they used to work together. So the big question today is, maybe let's start briefly with the transfer window. Who out of the big six had the best transfer window? But as you assess that, also help me answer the question. Do you think Liverpool can defend their crown?
No brainer. Liverpool had the best transfer window. For me, the best in history. Liverpool history. I think I've been at Liverpool for so long. I've followed all our transfer periods and or windows, and I can tell you this has been the best. The best in 2 ways. One, almost every buy we brought on is top notch.
Alexander Isak, unquestionable.
Alexander Isak,
Ekitike, Milos Kakes, Jeremy Frimpong, the goalkeeper Georgie Mamadashvili, the young Giovanni Leone, the young defender from Parma.
All quality. But 2, we were not just buying.
Yes.
He was actually identifying a weakness, going to solve that weakness. When you don't have Darwin Núñez, you look for a quality center forward. When you lose Luis Diaz, you look for a quality winger. That's what he was doing.
Yes.
And goalkeeper, we know for so long we've depended on Alisson.
Yes.
And we lost a goalkeeper who moved on to Crystal Palace, I think. Yeah. So you need a goalkeeper. But we have youth, because you've forgotten the young man,
Rio Ngumoha. Came in last summer.
Yes. The young man who is just now got 17. One, you see that the team is only thinking one way, going out to win football games, because 90% of that is strength going forward.
Yes.
Either attacking midfield or attackers or strikers or wingers, whatever you call it. All of them, quality. So definitely that tells you we're not sitting back, we are going. But then also, if you look around the Premier League,
yes,
including the squads that the present teams had last season, if you take the big six, the quality they had last season, the quality they have this season,
yes,
get the title-winning Liverpool. Now bring on the buys this summer. What you see clearly, which is very impressive, is that the quality of buys by Liverpool, which remember is just adding to the quality that was already there.
Yes.
Just the 6-7 players you've said, 5 or so of them, they could work straight in any of the other 5 teams.
That's true.
I don't know whether you agree with me.
Yes, that's true. Maybe on one thing, where I feel that you've not replaced directly, maybe with the same quality, unless Rio Ngumoha proves us, wrong, is Luis Diaz. Because for me, you brought in 2 strikers in Hugo Ekitike and, of course, Alexander Isak, who obviously are upgrades on Darwin Núñez and possibly the departed Diego Jota. May his soul rest in peace. So there, on the twin, I see there's a significant improvement. In this role of Luis Diaz. Maybe the thought process to the Liverpool minders is because Cody Gakpo is still there and
what you didn't know, what you never saw. Having Diaz and Gakpo at the same time was always a problem. They play the same position.
Yes.
So that's why you've not seen a buy to replace. No. It was only fortunate or unfortunate that we had two players at the same time. Otherwise, Gakpo's position is exactly what Diaz was playing.
Yes.
You've got now that.
Yes.
So the team now picks itself. There is no thinking, oh, who do we play in Diaz's position? No. Gakpo was already with us. That's why you saw that many times they were substituting.
Yes.
They were direct substitutes of each other. Not to even worry you. If you've seen enough of Ngumoha, he could be a young man, or he may be a young man.
Yes, absolutely pre-season, and he looked expert.
But the electricity he gives the team is comparable to Diaz. Except that this young man can also come from central midfield. So he attacks you from the left, he can attack you from the right. But he's deadliest when he's down the left wing. So in terms of what you're missing, that's flair, the trickery, the quickness, the directness, and again, his game is full of unpredictable things that he does.
Yes.
Just like Diaz. So did we lose a dribbler? Yes, we did. Have we replaced with a dribbler?
Yes.
Yes, we have. But lastly, you'll also be surprised. Ekitike was not bought because he was coming to play center forward as a number 9.
As coming to that very
Ekitike is your modern day Roberto Firmino. As he's the striker who, if that's what you want him to do in that game, ask him to play the center forward, he will do it. The same striker who, if you think you want to bring some variety and change something, ask him to play number 10, ask him to come down the left. He will do it. Why? Technically, he's very, very good.
Yeah.
He's swift. You know, he has a size.
That I agree.
Inside that box, there are few players we've seen around who have the composure that he has. And also the self-confidence.
Yes.
Now, he has finesse, meaning Ekitike, because especially Liverpool, the fans and our history is that our team must play with flair. We must have players who can do certain things and make us laugh. And now, Ekitike is each and every one of those things. That's why I'm even thinking personally, Ekitike might actually be the starter and not Gakpo. So you might see our starting attack like this. Salah, Mr. Alexander, Isaac, Ekitike, and Florian. That's
behind India.
Exactly. No. So you'll see Gakpo may actually start off the bench to come in for Ekitike. Or if that's for some reason you have issues here and there, tiredness or anything. So for me, I think we have that depth. My worry is actually elsewhere, not in the
you have the depth. Of course, we are going to get to other departments. Of course, the biggest question has always been, how do you fit in that team or that kind of talent? But good, you've explained it with Ekitike maybe being pushed to the left wing. Then in midfield.
Also, don't forget, if you want to win a championship,
yes,
and what makes a great team is not your first 11. It's who else you have on the bench. Because at that level, teams of that size, remember you have Champions League and whatever else. Sometimes you don't win matches with the players who went to play first.
It's the impact players that come
and
up
that's
with
the one I was looking for.
Yes.
It's who you have to impact on the game, depending on how the coach was reading and says, you know what? Here I must make some big changes. Now it is those players you call on to come on, and sometimes or most times who win games and sometimes who actually win championships. And that is what Liverpool has done. Beyond just what you see, the issue is not who starts, because people will forget, will focus so much on who is starting. No, it is the guy has a luxury of choosing whoever, knowing and with the confidence that if a game is running out of our hands, if it's slipping away, I can call on X, Y, Z and we change the game.
We saw it in Jurgen Klopp's final season. You remember that 1-0 victory against Nottingham Forest, down in scoring. Then there was another instance where Liverpool were down to 10 men against Newcastle.
And he changed that on Nunes.
Virgil van Dijk is given, I think, a red card in that one for a foul on Anthony Gordon. And Nunes comes on and scores a brace.
It happens.
So you're right that
even here already it happened when the game we beat
Federico Chiesa coming on.
Exactly. Federico Chiesa come on. There is the one that Rio Ngumoha won again at the death
against Newcastle.
Exactly. So
isn't it those impact players? So quickly in midfield, who is sacrificed to accommodate Ryan Giggs, because we were accustomed to Ryan Gravenberch, Dominic Szoboszlai and McAllister.
Now our biggest challenge is going to be there because going by the form of this season so far, McAllister has to start on the bench.
And Szoboszlai is so dynamic.
He's so lazy. Really, McAllister started badly. So now, of course, you know how Szoboszlai has started this season. And you know his versatility as well.
Yes, at Arsenal he played at right back.
Exactly, even the game after, he's been playing at all sorts of positions and he's looking good. You saw the goal he scored. We know he's an attacking midfielder, but now we know he can play defensive midfield. We know he can be. So every coach needs a player like that, who is adaptable and versatile. Now that means he has to play alongside, for me, still one of our best players, Ryan Gravenberch. That guy, don't forget, and that's now the flexibility of the Liverpool players. Don't forget, Gravenberch is actually a number 10. He's actually
he's more
an attacking.
In fact, Ernest was speaking about it when he had just spoke to him. He says he spoke to Mo Salah and he was asking him about Gravenberch. And in quick explanation, he said that they told him he prefers to play more advanced. He doesn't want that holding role in midfield. But he said, I'll try him out.
Now, that's the size of talent that guy is. Actually,
and yet
in Holland, they think they say, I have seen somewhere they say he's by far the best Dutch footballer they have today.
That's a huge compliment.
That's the depth of talent. Now, you have him, he's already shown you that he's so good that he's already adapted to the holding midfield because he can tackle, he can fight, he can run. But remember, you have 2 in 1, just like you have 2 in 1 in Szoboszlai. Depending on the circumstances, you can decide and say, guys, we are looking for goals now. Everyone, let's go. And now you can. Now, that's where you bring in McAllister. On form, when he's fit, when he's on form and he's not having a bad run, you want to start with McAllister. Because now McAllister is for me, I call them your complete midfielder. So intelligent, he uses his head. Whatever you ask of him, he can do it. The only trouble I've always had with McAllister is his pace, his speed. He's too slow. And because he trusts his ability too much and his brain, he wants to play football the way he only plays it. Now, the Premier League doesn't wait for that. That's why sometimes I feel angry because saying they are going to take the ball from him, and sometimes he does it, sometimes he recovers. But that is his style, that is his game, and that's how he performs. So you leave him. So for me, that's good competition. It doesn't end there. There is, of course, Curtis Jones, who also brings competition in midfield. There is the Japanese captain, Wataru Endo, who is also available. Now,
present day, you've made him more of a makeshift centre back because of
the gaps we've been having. But for me, he's a very good option for defensive midfield when we are in trouble. So again, when you go to midfield, I have about 5, and I'm thinking there is a lot of depth there. In fact, I'm happy that we lost Elliot. He was one of my favorite players. So midfield, again, very good. Depending on who we are playing, what game, I'm comfortable, I'm okay, I'm happy. Of course, my worries go in defense, where I still think
Ibrahim Konate alongside Virgil van Dijk, if that partnership is better.
I wish Joe Gomez doesn't get in there that fast. I wish he's available for longer because there are games when we need his speed, and for him he's a pure defender. I have problems sometimes with Konate's decision making, and also I don't think Konate is really an intelligent footballer. I think Konate uses a lot of his physicality and his defensive skills and whatever, as opposed to being clever enough to read moves, to understand situations. He's not that good. He is a single-minded defender. So when he makes a mistake, you know it is full-blown. He won't recover from it. Exactly. So I have problems with that. And for a man his size and his height, I get very angry the way he's beaten in the air, the way he's almost so scared to go for a long ball. He doesn't know whether to wait or not, and yet natural logic to tell you just do it because you can't wait for that ball to land. So there are those things that makes me feel uncomfortable. And of course, my captain. I know he is still class. I know he's still quality. But watching Van Dijk play today, he puts you under so much pressure as a fan.
Do you feel he's lost the pace?
Of course, he's lost a yard of pace. That's one. But two, when does he remember that this is the Premier League? We are playing a serious football game in front of cameras, in front of world audiences. I need to be that serious. Van Dijk plays like he's in his backyard. Van Dijk plays like, it doesn't matter. If I make a mistake now, there is a whole day I'll recover. If I made... That's how he plays. He doesn't have urgency. He's too confident of himself, and he loves himself too much that he thinks, I'll sort that one. Don't worry. Let him come. Let him come in the box. I'll sort him. Yet, so I think that, remembering that I've already told you the weaknesses of Konate, that is why most of the goals we consider between those two. In fact, for me, there are more goals that I fault Van Dijk for than any other of our defenders. Most of our goals for me, I look around, and if I trace the genesis, it comes down to Van Dijk. Either the way he was, it's Van Dijk. And lastly, and it's for me the worst bit, he is the captain. You've seen he's very good with the balls and passing and all. So we start our play through him on so many occasions. He therefore is supposed to dictate the pace and the tempo of our game. How many times do you see him? We want to go for a goal, for example. The game has just started. 2-3 minutes.
Yes, that.
He stops.
Slowness. There's a way he poses the ball and looks forward. And
then it is. Now, well, I don't care about how these guys are coached sometimes, but man, we came to watch Liverpool play and go. But man, he slows it. Now that becomes boring. One, it helps the other opponents to now reorganize and to begin seeing the gaps. That's why many times, he gets caught up when he eventually decides to release the ball. Before you know it, somebody's already there. So I think we have a problem with our centre back. We never had a chance to bring in another defender. Unfortunately, we got an Italian, some Italian defender who is quite formidable. That Kayan guy. I've seen him, and I think yes, he could give them competition. I am okay with my fullbacks. I'm really okay with my right and left fullbacks. I don't have a problem there. I can handle Bradley, can handle with Frimpong, and I know my Anderson, my Robertson can handle with Kaike. So I think for me right now the weakness, the weak point is in the centre back, and the weakness with Liverpool as a team, they're not comfortable with direct teams.
In a nutshell, do you think Liverpool defend?
Definitely. I think having said all that, Liverpool has the one element that all other teams don't have. One, I would take it away from the quality. I've already shown you that I have too much quality.
Yes.
But two, you just have that knack of retrieving games that we lost.
Of winning games.
Now, that character has been built over years under Klopp. We saw it last season. There is that thing in the players that we are Liverpool will find a way, and they look for that way and they find. But also they have the arsenal to bring that way. So I think not many teams in the league can play badly 2, 3, 4 games and they still get a result. Liverpool can. I'll give you a very good example. Whenever Man City loses a game, they play badly. Just go back.
Yes.
Whenever they lose a game, they've played badly.
A poor second half.
Every game.
Against Tottenham Hotspurs, they were almost a no-show.
Every game. It's a team that was built or that has been drilled to be perfect, to get the perfect result. Because once you step away from that,
it has to be our day to win.
It has to be their day. It has to be perfect. So if they wake up and it's one of those bad days, because they only play football one way and they have a certain way of thinking, and Guardiola pushes them in a certain way, chasing lost causes is not their thing. It's not their thing. And we've seen Arsenal.
Who do you think is going to give Liverpool the biggest headache in terms of this title pursuit?
Arsenal again. I think it's going to be Arsenal. ahead of Man City. I think Chelsea will also be in there. But I still think Arsenal will be close in there, number 2. I put City third, and I'll put Chelsea fourth, depending, because Chelsea right now is unpredictable.
So that's your top 4.
That's
Liverpool,
my top 4.
Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea.
That's how I see it.
What are your reservations about Chelsea? Because I think Chelsea are one of those teams that have quite had a good transfer window. Bringing in Joao Pedro, Liam Delap as strikers, of course, the wingers, William Esteval, Garnacho, all those have come in. And then their midfield looks to be already composed. Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, Romeo Lavia, Dario Isugo, they are all in that mix.
They still need to have a team. You don't win the Premier League by building a team in one season. That's the reason. They have the material, but they've got to have a team. Having a team means having their best starting 11, but once that has happened, also having the right chemistry and the right psyche in that team. If you look at their team, there are not many previous winners in there, title winners, league winners in there. If you notice also, so many come from here, come from here, come from here, come from here. Let's knit them together. Now let's see what combination, who plays where. Those things must be resolved first. And then I have question marks about consistency. The last time we saw a consistent Chelsea, consistency in performances on the day,
overall as a team or in certain departments,
everything,
goalkeeping department,
everything, consistency in team performance. We've had 6 good games or 10 good games, still very inconsistent and unpredictable. And you need consistency in performances. Then 2, they are individuals, the players. Do they give you 10 games played at the same level, game in and out? You don't have that.
We know that their star player in Copa went,
for instance, their star player, who I think is their best player. Man, you don't know which 6 games will be at top of his game. You don't know which 10 games. You don't know where he will go quiet. He gets lost. Without him, each of the others has to step in with something. When you look at that, there are not many options. You think, okay, this one is going to give us so many goals in the next 15 games. No, you just keep waiting. You just keep waiting. Now, that is a problem. Now, I like that these days they have more players contributing to the goals. In midfield, of course, now they have attackers who can win the goals.
Fernandez,
because Fernandez was previously a typical holding. Now he has more freedom. Now he comes in the goals, and I like
because of the security that Caicedo provides.
Exactly, Caicedo very, very solid there. He gives them the solidity.
Any regrets that Liverpool missed out on Caicedo?
No. I actually, if I had got him then, who cares? I would have been happy. But instead of him, I innovated Ryan Gravenberch. And looking at him, I wouldn't exchange him from anyone.
So, anyways, I think, okay, back to the Arsenal side. But also, before we go to Arsenal, a Chelsea fan will tell you, we beat the European champions, PSG, by
and they are world champions.
And we are world champions.
Yeah, but they are world champions, not league champions. They are going to compete, but you're world champions, not Premier League champions. Okay. And let me also tell you something here. The Premier League and a bit of La Liga, but most of the Premier League. Any team that wants to win that championship must start well. A team that starts the season badly, it's too late for you. Meaning, if you're competing, or you're at the same level with the team that starts well, but you're at the same level, over the season, they are going to keep ahead of you. Because remember, all of you will drop some games, lose some, and things like that. But the team that gains confidence early enough and maintains that run will win. If you go back, just go back for the time when Man City has dominated the league, when Premier League won the
2017, 2018, 100 points.
Just look at how they played the first 3 seasons. Just look at how Liverpool, the 2 seasons Liverpool has won. Go back to Manchester United when they were winning. Go back to Chelsea.
2007, 8, 9.
Yeah. So how you start a season is important. Right now, just Man City, 3 games, 2 defeats.
Yes.
6 games, 6 points off the best. Okay. It's still fair. Arsenal are not so far off. But the point is, you lost to another competitor.
Yes.
Title competitor, he's now 3 points ahead of you.
Yes.
what that does really is more character and psychology, because every game that now Liverpool goes to play, they know we have this advantage. We can't throw it away.
We've already beaten one of our direct opponents.
So over time, now Chelsea, the problem is there are so many things they are still testing. They're still trying to build a team that has the mentality and the element to sustain over 38 games. The goal scorer who will give you goals, 20 goals plus. The guy who will constantly give you assists. The team you select as a permanent midfield or permanent defense, whatever. They still don't have that. Every 3 games or 2, they have to keep thinking, let's tweak.
You see, you've seen Adelabi alongside Trevor Chalobah. You see Levi Colwill, Wesley Fofana comes in, Badu Ashiri slot in, at right back Malo Gusto or Rachel James, that kind of.
You'll have that problem. And once you are like that, you're not going to be consistent enough.
Okay, Arsenal. Mikel Arteta, 5.5 years in the job. Why do you think he still cannot get Arsenal over the line even this season?
Because he's the problem.
Why is he the problem? What are his inefficiencies? Give it to the Arsenal fan out there who thinks this is the year for them. Given they brought in 8 players and
5 years. We are going to the 6th season. Arsenal have changed everything. Everything. To the extent that this particular season, the thing they were so obstinate in changing, the attack, they finally did something.
Yes.
Jokeres, thank you. Madueke, yes. Thank you. Ezi, thank you. All those are improvements.
The youngster Max Doman coming in.
Thank you. Remember, they still have Kai Havertz, they still have Martinelli, they still have Gabriel Jesus,
Bukayo Saka.
Yeah. Now, they are the best team when we talk about organization, especially in both defense and midfield. You look at that Arsenal side, and you can see they are well drilled, well coached, organized. Every player knows their roles perfectly in midfield and defense, including those who may not start. They just do that thing so well. 2, they have very good balance. Balance in defense, balance in midfield. Now, the options they have now in attack would help them start banging in the goals, getting those numbers, and win matches in the past they would have drawn or lost, because now they have real quality in
last season they drew as many as 14.
Yeah. They still have a problem though. While everything else has changed, Arteta is still the constant. So if you ask me what the problem of Arsenal is Arteta.
It's good to be Arteta.
Now, but why? Tactically, he is good. That's why Arsenal are a hard team to beat. That's why Arsenal rarely lose against the big teams. Arsenal will lose
in the
against
last 2 years,
2, 3 even.
In the last 2 years, they've only lost to Liverpool. That recent game.
Exactly. Now, they are so good playing against the big teams, even in Europe.
Yes.
Now, if a team does that, it only tells you the coach is very good, because it means he reads the game, he reads the opponent, he can come and cancel, and that means the coach is good. So no question. Tactically, he's very good. But there are 2 things. He's stubborn and he's single-minded. Single-minded means he does not adjust. If something is not working in a game, change it.
Like their over-reliance on that right wing.
Change it. Either change the system or change the player. Change the tactics. Arteta does not. Now, 2, if you want to beat Liverpool, don't come with Merino, Zubimendi,
and Declan Rice.
What have you done? You have Ezi, you have Weke, you have Baz, you want to go and win. You have Odegaard on the bench. So you are telling me now you are so mindful about not losing. That let us first have a solid midfield, compact it, let's take care of them. You yourself, you have Arsenal going forward. That is a problem. So what are you thinking? Your mentality is wrong. Is it a confusion on how not to win a championship, or a confusion on how to win a championship? Because what are you doing? You are only starting the season. Go out and beat your close competitor to the title, because either way it's a draw or one of you, but go for the result. He doesn't. Now, the way he selects his team sometimes also bothers me. In football, numbers don't lie. There's a way he consistently opts to play Martinelli in games I'm thinking Martinelli should not be playing. There is nothing that backs up his playing ahead of others. There are games where, until lately, he has Merino, who is a goal-scoring midfielder, who can also play as a striker. But now that everyone is available, he'll play him on the bench and think very hard when to bring him on. Then he has Kai Havertz.
Merino just scored a hat-trick for Spain against Turkey.
Exactly. Then he has Kai Havertz, who he doesn't make up his mind. Is he a midfielder or is he a midfielder? But I'll keep him on my books because he's versatile and useful. He doesn't know how to use him. Then he has Jesus, who is injury prone.
Oftentimes.
And we don't know whether it's because of the money that is still there, or we don't know how he intends to use him, or he seems not to be decided, one, on his best team, which worries me. Now you have Bukayo Saka, who will be injured from time to time, and lately is getting injured. But now you've got players, and you know you have somebody to play in place of Saka. But when are you going to start showing us that you've got someone and is there because he's playing in place of Saka? You don't see that, because Madueke is good, is good, but what are you doing? How are you going to utilize ball?
I actually think Madueke is better off on the right wing than he is on the left wing.
And
when he played him for that game against Leeds. And we saw that when Bukayo Saka gets injured and then Madueke goes to the right wing, those 10 minutes, 8-10 minutes, he looked a much better player.
So I think what I mean by Arteta being responsible, he badly wants to win the championship, but he has no idea how to win the championship.
To get it over the line. Is it a psychology thing? Because Arsene Wenger brought in a psychologist after finishing a second thrice. I think that was 99, 2000 and 2001. And then they brought in a psychologist, try and change the mentality of the team, and then they won in 2002.
Who says every coach is supposed to win a title? There are coaches who don't win titles.
True.
I personally don't think that Mikel Arteta is a championship winning coach. He can win the knockout competitions because he's very good in one-on-one games. So no surprise that can win an FA Cup. No question there. He's good at plotting a game by game. Over 38 games, the way I see him, no. Secondly, you've got to learn from someone.
Do you think
he was mentored by Pep Guardiola? He learned the art of coaching from Guardiola. He's seen what Guardiola does and how he wins. Guardiola adapts. Guardiola changes and adapts to situations.
He's like Anamoiba.
When he did away with Sergio Aguero,
Silva,
David Silva, and everything, and he took off, he went away with the Raheem Sterlings, then he realizes, okay, now I don't have many strikers who, of course, even Alvarez. Okay, where we are now, this is the Premier League. I can't hide anymore. I need a center forward, proven world class.
But Erling Haaland comes in.
And they come in. Now I'm going to change my tactics.
They play around him.
Now I have to change. He does exactly. So when he brings that, then make sure that Kevin De Bruyne is on point. If De Bruyne shows signs of that, he says, okay, this guy will be going. Who do I bring? You know who he brought in, the Dutch guy. Now he has brought in the Dutchman from AC Milan, Rangers, who is a De Bruyne of sorts. Then he still has his. You've seen. But he shows you that he's changing. Run checking. Now, do you see what he's doing? He's realized that most of his players experience they aged and left. He's now preferring to bring in more youthful, younger, but still quality and everything. Now, Bob, and I don't know who else.
Oscar Bob,
Yeah.
Rico Ruiz.
But now look at how good his youngsters are. Rico Lewis, Oscar Bob.
Even the James Market, let go to Nottingham Forest.
Exactly. Very good. Now, he adapts according to the demand. This man, Arteta, he thinks what I know and what I do is what must work. He doesn't want to copy. He doesn't want to he just wants to do things the Arteta way. And also, you know, the mentality of a coach by what he says. When things go wrong, he has to take ownership. That guy never takes ownership, accountability. He will come today and say it is the pitch, or it is the ball, or it is the referee, or the... He gives something. And yet, players need to take in something to do with we are responsible for our wins. So I'm thinking the players, perfect. The squad for me, the Arsenal squad is better than Man City, for instance. Arsenal squad for me is better than Chelsea. One, because they have a little bit of experience, which they are. They've been competing for the title over the last 3 seasons, meaning they have the title competing thing in them. They know how to wrestle, and they've been up. So he has it.
Yes.
The consistency, they've demonstrated that. Yes. Then the penchant not to lose to big teams. That's important when you're winning the title. He has it. So what is missing? What is missing is can you carry that and just go and win games? When it's against mid-table teams, the Newcastle sometimes don't feel that is the way. So yes, Arsenal, I think for me, Arteta is their problem. This team is nearer. It was nearer winning the championship 2 seasons ago than they were last season. As of this season, you could say they are probably closer, but that's where they went wrong. As they were now strengthening out of the blue, Chelsea woke up. So they are doing what Arsenal did in the same season now. As you are doing it, whatever we think, Man U woke up. We don't know how it's going to help them over the season. But the guy you are chasing did not sleep. Liverpool, they said, you know what? We've won it, but we want now to remain on top.
When you're at your best is when you actually strengthen.
And that's why we strengthen.
We cannot wrap this conversation up in just about 2-3 minutes. Manchester United. What's the issue? What's not going right? What does Amorim need to do to get Manchester United at least fairly within competing positions?
Man United's problem for me is the same as Arsenal's problem. Amorim is not going to win the championship for Man U. He's not going to. He will not. He's just not the profile of Amorim. He is a profile. I don't care where he has been, what he has done, what he promises to be. Profile of Amorim is not Manchester United profile. Period. Question the rest of the things. He's going to change this. I don't know. You're going to reinvest. I don't know. Whatever you do.
It doesn't matter all the quality.
It does not matter what you're going to mix and bring on the table. Amorim is not the profile of manager who will manage that huge
twice he said
of Man United.
He wants to quit. He's hinted on quitting.
And he's not quitting. So
after that game against Grimsby, he mentioned that he has, it's like he has a reservation.
Let them not waste time on Amorim. He'll win some games. He will beat some big teams. But
where do they finish this season?
Out of the top 4.
Out of the top 4.
Probably top 7.
Probably top 7. I did predict them to finish 7. Around that. But one parting shot. Nottingham Forest have sacked Nuno Espirito Santo. They brought in Ange Postecoglou. Any future for them? They're playing in the Europa League. Can they?
The problem I have, I don't know what Nottingham Forest want. They are rich man. They are Mugabe.
Evangelist Marinakis.
Very confused. I don't know that he's a football man. I don't know whether because he has so much money, football is just a fast thing. But
he's a football man. But
does he even know what he's looking for?
He's brought in Edgar Spanao.
No, he's fake.
Head of
very fake.
Football, and
he is very fake. He's doing it the wrong way. There is no way, if you've watched Nottingham Forest over the last 2 seasons, you cannot see that they had got a manager who, have I talked about profile? In football, it's important sometimes. That manager
has to have the profile.
Had the profile of Nottingham Forest. There's that thing they call something fitting.
Yes.
Understanding the club you are at, understanding the level of club you are at.
He burnt his fingers.
Yes. You just see it and you know this guy's thinking and profile understands this Nottingham Forest, who we are as a club and how we do things and what we that thing is there in football. They've just done away with that. Now that guy, we don't know how far they would have gone But that guy, for me, was going to improve Nottingham Forest continuously. If this guy got excited and thought Nottingham Forest is supposed to be in the Champions League, then he's deluded.
Because he came in December 2023, they were staring down relegation. They survived, finished 17th, and then last season they were competing for almost top 4 and finished 7th with 65 points, which is most of the tally in the Premier League year.
Bad mistake. Bad mistake.
Anyway,
so it's a bad move.
One final parting question is your top 3 signings in the transfer window in the Premier League.
Isak number 1 for Liverpool. Rangers, Man City, number 2.
Wow, that's incredibly high. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Kuna, Man U, number 3.
Wow, surprisingly, Kuna wasn't even in my top. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's it. You heard it from Aldrine Nsubuga Snr about his top 4 best signings, who are the best transfer window. If he does grant us the opportunity, maybe we can always link up in the future and talk about Liverpool. Maybe another time we will digest Champions League football and everything in that regard. Otherwise, allow me to wrap it here and wish you a wonderful rest of your time. Bye-bye.